Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults, and the opinions we express do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. If you would like to support the show, go to Duckfeed.tv/tipjar and check out our Patreon campaign.
Like the strongest of woodworking joints, rigor mortis.
You're not making any sense, I'm sorry.
It's a mortise and tendon joint. That's how you put wood together.
Oh, okay, cool.
The stiffest of woodworking.
For all of our carpenter listeners.
Yeah, rigor mortis.
Yeah, you really nailed that one.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Kris and Kole Ross.
I don't understand why when you're in I pull up all my tabs and then video just starts playing randomly in the tab.
No, that's that is one of my primary complaints with news, with news sites now.
I hate news.
Yeah, it's the worst, right?
Yeah.
No, but like you go there and oftentimes they don't have the article at all. They just have a video that automatically plays, when you're going through there. So when I'm doing pre-pro for the show, I go to a site and open up some tabs and there you go. But then all of a sudden 7 videos are playing in the background.
Mm-hmm. And
if there is an article, every other word is highlighted with one of those AdWord things. Like where it's green and it's got the underline over it. And when you mouse over it, it brings up a big Ajax overlay that says, "Okay, you looked at boats. Why don't you see all the boat dealers in your area?" It just turns every article into a massive advertisement minefield. You haven't run into this?
Not often.
I might actually be going to seedier corners of the internet than you are.
You probably are.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what your sources are. We've never really talked about what our sources are.
Another one goes.
Yeah?
Jeez.
Get your shit right.
This makes me angry.
Yeah.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Oh, they definitely are. Ooh, boy, I had a pretzel at Oktoberfest. That was good.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was a really good pretzel. There's a place called Heidi's. They come in from, I think, Pittsburgh. They set up in the same place every year, and it's my first stop when I get down there. I stop there and I grab a pretzel, and it's usually gone by the time I reach the tent.
Well, good for you.
I know, right?
You did that.
Have you had any notable baked goods recently?
No, but I am going to make some French toast muffins later.
What's involved in a French toast muffin?
Well, I have to cut off my penis and grow my hair longer, and then I make them.
Are you telling me if we went science on this? I haven't seen a woman before, but if you put a woman in a room and you come back 20 minutes later, there will be a woman in there and also some French toast muffins?
Right.
Okay.
Don't turn your back on a woman.
Well, I mean,
that's all I'm saying. Because when you turn around, you're muffins.
Well, I'm getting the opposite effect. Always turn your back, because when you turn around, they're going to provide companionship and muffins and probably, compliment your deficiencies and things like that. And,
yeah, maybe a little pet, maybe some pegging.
They'll definitely turn your back on her. Oh, hey, Kris, what episode is this?
I have no idea.
150.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's a number.
That is a number. Of what show?
Of the comedy podcast, Those Damn Ross Kids. I am Kris.
My name's Kole. And we're here to entertain your asses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about your recent life change, or do you want to keep that off of the internet?
Yeah, I don't really want that out there.
Okay.
I don't really talk about personal stuff that much. I'm not really that interesting.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Huh.
Unless someone wants to help.
I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. We can keep it vague. Don't worry.
Why don't we put my personal email address out there?
Okay, cool.
Okay. It's KRISTOPHERRYANROSS @gmail.com. And if you want to help me with my life change, you can email me. Thank you.
You just want to help them. You just want to help them. Let them guess how they can help you.
No. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
That's the one.
We'll leave it out there.
You're not going to email me to find out what the problem is necessarily.
No, because you won't tell.
You're just going to email me solutions.
Yeah. Do you honestly want your email address out there?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm just going to take a sip of this coffee.
Nothing bad ever happened from that.
No, nothing bad at all. Yeah.
It's not like I'm just spraying seed everywhere, you know?
Well, I mean, why would you stop now?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Whew, that was that beer can fired off like a cannon. It was a beer cannon.
It's a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke, okay. I don't know. It is 2 PM. I don't know why I immediately jumped to beer, but
College football's on, so while we do this.
Chris, I asked you when can we record that it won't step all over your all over your recording your football times.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So the beer can thing actually reminded me. So we send funny pictures to each other over chat, right? And one of the other video peoples at my work sent me an image of a guy in a wetsuit in an above ground pool floating in a, let's say, a vessel made entirely out of Natty ice cans. Or Natty Light or whatever.
Yeah.
You could tell by the distinctive light blue color of the cans, and the natural light flag that was flying on the stern. And bow is the front, stern is the back. There we go. And he's there, rocking out in his wetsuit, taking this on a test drive, obviously. Funny picture, right?
Okay.
And this started for lack of a better word, Talmudic discussion about whether or not that is a boat or a raft.
If you're facing stern, which one's port?
If you're facing stern, which one's port? Port relative to you would be to your right or your personal starboard. Yes.
Nothing. I just wonder. I wonder why Marilyn Manson didn't call his song "My Personal Starboard."
That actually is pretty good. Like, it would just be a ship floating in space. You'd emphasize the star in starboard.
Right.
Yeah. So we're in this.
So it's a raft.
Okay. Yeah. Raft. I would say definitionally it is a raft, but also rafts are boats. Rafts are subsets of boats. A raft is a very basic form of boat that is often flat and is made of flotational material that often lacks a motor and must be powered by your hands, whether as or some kind of stake or implement. Huck Finn went down the river on a raft. Okay, but rafts are boats. It's like a square and rhombus thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, square and rectangle. But yeah, like there was all this crazy stuff that was like, okay, if a raft is in motion, it's a boat, but if it's standing still, it's a raft. It's like, what? There were all these things like, okay, so a rowboat with no oars is a raft. Like,
what's a canoe?
Exactly. It depends on if it's moving or if there are oars attached to it.
Or a kayak.
Oh man, a kayak is just a dude in a shell.
What about water wings?
It's just a dude. Yeah.
Flotation device.
I remember being real little and being at the pond or the lake at our grandparents' what was that? Not, it was like a mobile home park, but like RV park.
Okay.
Yeah. And down there wearing the water rings and pretending they were mussels. Like, yeah. Jumping off the platform out there.
You did that.
It was a fun. It was a man, being a kid is fun.
Oh, I love kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe too much.
Makes you feel young. Steal their essential energies.
You love anything too much.
Love anything too much, the state gets involved.
They do.
Yeah. I don't know.
When you love them to death.
I feel like we should do something special for 150, but nothing really comes to mind. The best we can do is just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Seattle police are searching for a woman that they believe to be a resident of the city. They're looking for any surveillance footage of her on the street. And the reason they're looking for her is because she recently ran up to a man with a syringe in her hand, stabbed it into his arm, and said, "Welcome to the HIV club."
Is that like joining Mensa?
Oh, yeah, except for it's like
you have
tag.
to take a test to join both.
Aha, tag. You're dead.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, that sounds like an urban legend.
Welcome to the HIV club.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard like an urban legend about something very similar to that, which is like, oh, a guy just wakes up and then he looks at the mirror, and on the mirror written in lipstick is, "Welcome to the world of AIDS" or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't like joking about AIDS because it's still very much
Is that in the basement at Disney World?
the wonderful world of AIDS. Yeah.
I missed that when I was there.
Yeah. So
many costumes.
Here's the crazy thing. Okay, like I've actually done,
this exact thing to someone.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I don't even know why I'm like welcoming them to something because I don't have AIDS. I don't even know where I got the AIDS in the vial, or the HIV rather. Sorry. No, even though
this is what diabetes feels like.
I don't have that either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just like, meh.
Other things that involve needles.
Yeah. Just like, wait a minute. Is that like, okay. So imagine if you had to be a doctor, you know how like, police officers need to be maced in order to use mace, or is that another like misconception that I have?
No, I think that they have to be, handcuffed and maced and.
Or like surgeons, like what happens? What happens? Do you have to have the kind of surgery you're going to do done on yourself first?
No.
Would the world be a better place if that was the case?
Probably.
Huh.
You see what it feels like to be sewn up with towels in you?
Okay. Walking up to a little kid. All right, Jimmy. I'm going to check the chart here. Okay, Jimmy. Are you familiar with the program SpongeBob SquarePants? Yeah, I love SpongeBob. I feel real sick still. So we accidentally sewed a sponge up in your abdominal cavity. What's this mean? Well, you're going to have SpongeBob inside of you for the rest of your life, because the tissue is fused around it, creating some kind of horrible abscess. That's the good news. The bad news is the rest of your life is not going to be very long. I'm so sorry. Have a sucker. It's a safety sucker. It loops around so you don't choke.
We're going to give you a month's worth of free meals there at the cafeteria in the hospital. Yeah. Here's a bag of stomas.
Yeah. Just to hand out to your friends.
Different size stomas, different colors.
Yeah. Welcome to the wonderful world of unnatural openings.
Black stoma.
That's what it is, right? When they take out your throat because you smoke too much, you get a stoma.
Right.
It's like a ring that keeps it from closing up.
I think, maybe it's just something that actually just holds your body open unnaturally anyway.
I thought those were like calipers.
No, those are called speculums.
Speculums. Okay, cool. Calipers hold them together.
I think calipers are for the pinching.
Yeah, for the pin. Is that what you see when you open up the surgical bag of calipers? It's like a white sterile bag. There's
two cabinets. There's for the pinching and not for the pinching.
Yeah, for the pinching and for the opening. And not for pinching the opening. You have to pay extra for that. Yeah. So even though I've done some measure of work for like an AIDS organization here in town, like back when I was in school for like a class, I don't really know what the symptoms of AIDS are.
For credit.
What's that?
I said when I did that work for that AIDS charity for credit.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's like, okay. Use Flash to help us fix our website. Okay, cool. You're a good cause. And they gave us
It's got to be faster. They're dying.
this form isn't fast enough. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's terrible. I'm sorry if you're listening and you know somebody whose life has been touched by AIDS.
Like that you say it like it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm
like his life has been blessed with the beautiful personality of a Down's child.
Like they see the world in such a different way,
right?
Yeah. I don't know. Like that was a fun trip though, because we went there to tour the facility, and they gave us the spiel, and then at the end there was we got a big old bag of materials. Right, of like material, like it's their swag bag, and in it was a 6-pack of condoms and some lube.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. That was funny.
I wonder if there's lube that's like bloody looking, like it looks like blood.
Oh, I'm positive with the Twilight thing. So here's the thing: it's been 4 years since the last Twilight movie came out, and we're still referencing it. But with teen vampires, with all the fucked up stuff, I'm sure there's like, oh, this is green lube, so you can pretend you're fucking an alien. It tastes like xenoplasm.
What would you call that?
Chris, why? I urge you not to Google blood lube.
I already did. Didn't bring up what I was looking for, surprisingly.
It did or didn't?
Well, kind of. I mean, I could send a tab for later, not for today. Not for now.
That's for private time.
No, not really.
I mean, for your Pete Townsend research? Really,
I don't see anything.
No?
That is like gonna make murder out of the room.
Make it look like a crime scene?
Right.
Yeah. Make murder out of the room. Chris, you speak with such unintentional poetry.
I know.
Yeah. It's delightful. Keeping things in the medical realm, there's a guy, lives in New York, I guess. I don't know. Didn't read the article that closely. A couple years ago, he was playing around in a kiddie pool, and he broke his leg because I think he tried to jump into the kiddie pool. All right?
Okay.
If that wasn't bad enough, he also ignored it when it started. Like, oh man, my leg feels like real hot, and it's like swelling and stuff. And I should go to the doctor. I'm not going to go to the doctor. And then, oh boy, now it's infected. Now it's not. Now it's infected, and the doctor's like, okay, we're going to take this off. On its own, that is a tragic story, right? Because he is a healthy, fit 53-year-old man who just gets his leg taken off.
Okay.
That would suck. But sometimes when life gives you a broken leg, you make leg aid. And sometimes when life gives you a broken leg, you think, I love the movie The Christmas Story, and I'm going to turn this into a lamp. He made his own leg lamp.
He had his leg taxidermied.
Well, okay, so it's not quite taxidermied. In fact, it's grosser than that. So if you look at it, it looks kind of like something you would get at an IKEA. The leg is it's bandaged at the top, and it's like right above, it's cut off right above the knee. So it's more of like a calf, right? It's bloated and pale. It looks like something from a Silent Hill video game, and it's suspended in what I can only imagine is like some kind of isopropyl alcohol, some kind of.
Oh, it's in a vase.
Yeah. It's in a vat. It's in a
Neat.
vat. And he's got like what looks like an LED police light affixed to the top of it, and there's like a little space on top of it on which to display your curios.
It's terrifying.
I know, right? So he says, "Hey, I'm just going to take this. I'm going to do it." When he asked the doctor, "Can I keep my leg?" They're like, "No, you can't." He said, "What if I bring my own tinfoil?" Yeah. He also rejected the idea of holding a funeral for his leg. Here lies Jimmy's leg.
What shows up to that? Like everything you've ever kicked?
Yep. It's just a bunch of like soccers and footballs.
It's like the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, it's a bunch of soccers and footballs like bouncing in with their kids, the baseballs and ping pong balls.
They roll the kids over in the corner and then approach the leg.
Yep. Like we're here to pay our respects.
Like all of his left shoes.
Yeah. No, they bury the leg with all of his right shoes.
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, no. The left shoes come to pay their respects.
My bad.
Yeah. So he wants to get a prosthetic. But he can't afford it because prosthetics are expensive. So he's trying to sell it now on eBay, but eBay will not let you sell body parts. So he's looking for a vendor.
I don't know if he needs a vendor.
Well,
There's only one to sell. He needs an auction house.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Somebody to facilitate the transaction.
Interesting.
Yeah, my leg is amputated, but it gives me a good feeling that I still have it. So this is something that I've had for a good long while, and I want to ask you, Chris, if you empathize with this or if you've had similar situations.
Gout.
I love deli meats. It's crazy.
Love them.
Yeah, my joints are filled with uric acid crystals. Oh, they're swollen and warm. Yeah. No. But I like probably about 5 years ago, I started having dreams about people with no arms.
Okay.
And occasionally I will see somebody out in the wild. I will see people oftentimes that I don't know, like when I'm at a mall or someplace.
In your dreams?
No, like in real life. And they will be holding posing themselves in such a way that their arm is occluded from my view. And I will think, oh, that's a person with no arm. Or a person with with like no hand or something like that. And like I kind of like have to like shake my head for a second because I think, am I dreaming right now or not? Am I confessing to something like crazy? Chris, am I losing
think you're
my mind?
like lucid dreaming, like that kid that shot that Congress lady.
It was lucid dreaming. Well, if I ever start dreaming about killing heads of state, then I guess I know who to turn myself into.
Well.
The dream police. Who's the lead singer from Cheap Trick? He's the only person I know who has inroads to the dream police.
Oh my God.
Do you have that? Do you have anything like where you a recurring dream visual that kind of like you see in real life that kind of like gives you pause?
The only recurring dream I've ever had is being in our middle school gymnasium, and it's sort of figure skating on the gym floor, but I've just got socks on with pledge sprayed on them.
Yeah, so you can go.
Yeah, and the crowd's cheering me on.
When you say figure skating, like doing pirouettes and shit?
Yeah, and then for a short time I could fly.
Like Christopher Walken in the Weapon of Choice video?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And you weren't suspended by wires. This was unaided human flight in a middle school gymnasium.
Well, so far as the audience knew.
Oh, yeah. Got some real good ones. It was the gymatorium, right? Yeah.
No, there was no.
Yeah, no, in the middle school there was a stage opposite the stands.
Oh, that's right. I was in a play.
You were, Chris. You were in a play, but you didn't know it, and everybody was expecting you to know your lines, but you didn't.
Everybody was really happy with my performance.
No, they were. The crowd was going, "Wow, that was there."
Every time.
Yeah.
Not so much the play, though.
No. Like it was very much. They were there to see you. The play was ancillary.
No, I'm talking about the pledge figure skating.
Does it have to be pledge?
It was.
Okay. With it, did you have a sponsorship deal?
Yeah, pledge was on my shirt.
I'm sitting here looking at a can of Behold, which I think is a much better name for a product like that, because whenever I dust my house, which is not often enough, but I've been doing that here this weekend. Behold. Furniture polish.
See, I don't. Yeah, I use the dusters. I don't use the chemicals like that.
Yeah, my desk is all like sticky, but it smells like oranges, so that's good. And then it goes away. What?
I was just thinking about using duster while dusting.
Like the
Right, the wah-wahs.
Yeah, it turns everyday activities into a dubstep party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a dubstepping in my head. Yeah.
Dubstep in your head.
Yeah, because
in
like
my head.
Oh man, talking about the Irish.
So the Bermuda Perfumery's new, in quotes, fragrance has a fascinating backstory. It was discovered in a shipwreck off Bermuda that occurred in 1864. The smuggling vessel, Mary Celestia, traveled between the island of North Carolina, avoiding a naval blockade imposed by President Lincoln. Divers have long visited the wreck, and after hurricanes caused it to shift, they found the perfume bottle, and it didn't smell half bad. So this perfume company recreated it using a blend of citrus, rosewood, and various flowers. Critic has commented as saying it tastes.
After drinking the whole bottle.
That it, quote, is like dry fruity pebbles and generic fabric softener, clean with a touch of masculinity.
The same has often been said about me.
$225 a bottle.
That doesn't sound
dry
very
fruity
expensive.
pebbles and generic fabric softener.
Have you ever heard perfume people perfume people put wine freaks to shame?
Oh yeah,
anophiles. Okay, a wine lover, is that an anophile or an onanist? I always forget.
I don't know, but I keep thinking that perfume people and cologne people are like, it's like a truck stop I visited in 6th grade. You know, they don't. It's like stuff that's really, really specific. It reminds me of, I don't know, being touched by flowers in a meadow while on acid.
Yeah, it reminds me of Burning Man for 97 to 2002, non-inclusive because 98 was kind of crazy. It smells like Burning Man in here.
Reminds me of the smell of the woods that I was told to meet a person in to buy tickets to Burning Man, but instead they made me dig my own grave. Tell them everything I was thankful for, and then they left me there.
It reminds me of the time I did all that mescaline and started firing a bow and arrow into the crowd.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. That's a thing, though. Like some explorer out there,
it's intoxicating. It makes me want to throw lawn darts at the police station.
Yeah, just the building.
Yeah.
This big boxy person keeps giving birth to men and cars.
Sure, you're not talking about wine?
Sir, I urge you. You keep mixing those two things up, but you shouldn't be. Oh, man. Can I get a bottle of Pinot Grigio with a sprayer attached to the top of it? Just pour it into a fertilizer sprayer.
Start like fogging the neighborhood.
Yep. Why is everything purple now?
Trick or treat is coming up.
Oh, true. Huh.
Dry fruity pebbles.
Dry fruity pebbles and generic, so like none of that downy shit. Like it's like a big box of rocks.
Right.
Yeah. But that'll happen. Like somebody will find a vessel, right? Like a container of something, and then a company will examine the residue and try and recreate what whatever was in there. Have you ever had the Midas Touch beer?
No.
Yeah, it's brewed by Dogfish Head, and you can get it. You can get it in stores. It's not, it's expensive. It's a Dogfish Head. But what they did was there was an excavation of what people believed is the actual like historical King Midas, in Greek or one of those islands up around there. The guy who the Midas legend was based on. And there was
like the best break fixer ever.
I know, right? They had all these chariots, but they just wouldn't go. The brakes were, always on. They hadn't invented anti-lock brakes, you see. And they examined the residue, and they kind of reverse engineered the the recipe for the beer. And they created it and bottled it. And they've done this with like, pots of, stuff that they found in China or so. Like just basically, what is the oldest beer that we have
Bringing garbage back to life.
Yes. Let's resurrect some garbage. It is the garbage Lazarus protocol. And Chris, I've had several of these like ancient beers, at tastings and such. And I can tell you, without fail, that they are almost always heinous.
Well, sure. That's what I think I read an article. I think I did read an article.
I dreamt that I read an article.
I think I did.
Yeah, I drank a lot of perfume that night, though.
Me thinks I could have. About like some super rare whiskey from like the Prohibition era.
Yeah.
And they were charging $100 a ticket to taste it. Mm-hmm. It was like a 1919 and a 1920, Prohibition time.
Yeah.
And the guy that was running it said, as I do with all these like rare old alcohol tastings that I do, I tell people you can buy the ticket. That's fine. It could either be the best thing you've ever tasted or it could be the absolute worst. The only thing we know is that it's probably not going to kill you.
So people are like, oh my gosh, this is so authentic. Like it's gonna be exactly like in the times, like like the speakeasies, right? We're gonna walk around with zoot suits and do the Lindy Hop and flagpole sit. This tastes like shit.
This is awful.
What why did I pay $100 for this?
I don't know. Why did you?
I don't know. That's kind of
you've done it. I've never had monk anus ale or whatever it is that you go taste.
It's beer that is brewed now, but to a specification from like way back. And I didn't go there specifically like, oh, the Midas, or I forget, like the Chateau Zihao or whatever the other dog. Basically, what I'm saying is Dogfish and Stone do events here in Cincinnati every once in a while, and I will go because I like some of their beers, but not all of them. They are brewed to spec, but the problem with the Midas is it tastes way too much like rancid honey, and the Chateau Zihao is like it's
like mead.
It tastes to me like I imagine IPAs must taste to you.
Oh yeah, like dry fruity pebbles.
Yeah, like dry fruity pebbles and generic, like a sheet of fabric softener, or just a like opening the liquid fabric softener and taking a huff off of that.
Just like putting your face right in front of the vent to the dryer.
Oh, that's delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just inhale some underwear particles.
They're all in the lint trap.
Yeah, I like.
Do you put gloves on when you empty the lint trap?
No, but I wash my hands pretty much.
I can see you doing that.
I wash my hands pretty much right afterwards. It's actually satisfying to clean a lint trap to me. I like the feeling of pulling the big sheet of lint off of the trap. Yeah.
Do you like to see how thick it can get?
Well, because all of my clothes are a dark color, I'm actually more interested in how dark it can look in comparison to the other lint leavings that are in the big bucket that we keep by the washing machine or by the dryer.
They save them for birds?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. No reason not to. Why'd you throw that away if there's a bird who can use it?
Well, is there like an exchange?
Yeah, you take it down to the aviary.
You just find do they really?
No. I don't know.
You just find a bird, like some birds?
Yeah. You go down to the bird shelter.
Do you put it on like a tree at Christmas time?
Chris, what I do, I find a birdhouse and I plug up the hole on the front of it with a bunch of lint.
Right.
Yeah, they know what to do with it.
These babies are so warm.
I'm doing these babies such a favor.
Hibernate babies.
Oh, only dreams now.
Mm-hmm.
It must be weird to be royalty.
It's gotta be weird.
I know, right? Like you have all this land. You've got to...
Let's spend some time feeling sorry for them.
I know, right? Like, you got all these people following them around. You have a baby, and everybody is all up in its grill. Like, my baby doesn't even have a grill right now. Why are you up in the grill?
Yeah.
Like, just come on. Just stay out my baby's grill. But you also probably have a lot of time on your hands. You have to watch the lands and maybe manage the accounts, but you have people for that. So sometimes you might do something weird.
Like King Ralph.
Kris, I've been referencing that movie more often than not recently. But I oftentimes forget the name of the movie King Ralph starring John Goodman. And I refer to it as, the Duke of Earl movie.
The Fisher King.
Yeah. The Fisher King. And then everybody just going to become accustomed.
Remember he throws spears at that target like darts with that African dude?
Yeah.
Drops the crown in the tub.
Oh, man, when he knights that one guy and cuts his ear off.
Right.
Yeah. No, but I refer to it as the Duke of Earl. And I snap my fingers a lot, like, oh, that one, that. And I'm like, oh, you mean King Ralph? Yes. And then...
well, we got there.
Yeah, we got there eventually with no help of my own. But oftentimes when I'm referring to, if everybody in this room were to die at once, what would happen? It's often in reference to the opening to the movie King Ralph.
1991.
Yeah, earlier than I thought. I would have placed that in like a 92 to 93 range. Yeah. Huh. But
not a whole lot of names in this movie,
Nope, it's pretty much just John Goodman.
And Peter O'Toole.
I like that because his name has 2 penises in it.
John Hurt was in it.
Oh, yeah.
No,
William Hurt is the one that I know. I don't know who John Hurt is.
I don't know either.
Oh, well.
I don't even know William Hurt, to be honest with you.
He was in Body Heat.
A lot of IMDb people with no picture.
A lot of silhouettes, a lot of Riddlers happening there.
A lot of, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? I'm going to be in King Ralph.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just rounding up Brits on the street. In the back of a truck.
Oh, the woman, though. She still looks all right. Camille Kaduri?
Maybe?
No, the woman, the stripper that he gets entangled with. In the movie.
Yeah, the scandal.
Yeah, she's looking good.
Tabloids are having a field day.
She's doing nice.
She's doing okay.
She's only 5'4".
I feel like that's a good height for a lady.
Probably.
Yeah, that seems like right under the average, I think.
I want him big enough to get away.
Well, so Jane Percy, she became the Duchess of Northumberland in 1995. Her castle has been used in some Harry Potter movies as Hogwarts, and she was walking around at another castle and saw a poison, saw a thing that was labeled as the Poison Garden in Scotland. Which was called the most deadly garden in the world. It's like, I can top that. So she has converted a large part of her grounds into the most dangerous garden in the world, filled with all kinds of things which can kill you if you touch them, eat them, or ingest them, including hemlock, poppies, foxglove, and the castor bean, which people who watch Breaking Bad will know creates ricin.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she's got cannabis and cocaine there as well. Like, it's just a big
poppies.
Yeah. It's a big garden full of stuff that can kill you. Over 100 fatal flora. And so far, 7 people have fainted after inhaling some of the fumes from some of the plants.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Go there and huff plants?
No, if I was royalty.
Yeah.
Well, I am, in a matter of speaking, royalty.
All it takes is a very loose definition of royalty to be royalty.
Right. American royalty.
You're the king of this podcast.
I wonder if that's a movie.
American royalty?
Yeah.
I know there's Gods and Generals.
It's a documentary about the Jackson family.
Yeah. Do you suppose that the porno version of Gods and Generals would be called Gods and Genitals?
Probably not.
No?
No. It would be called Rods and Genitals.
Okay, cool. Thank you. You took it and you +1 did.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Gods and Genitals.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the teachings of a foul-mouthed pastor named Mark Driscoll.
Ooh.
Yep. He routinely curses and makes biblical references to blowjobs during his sermons at his Mars Hills megachurch near Seattle.
Oh, I know that church.
Yeah. He's caught some heat because the internet detectives, they're going back into time, and kind of looking into some of the things that he's written under different names in different, articles and blog posts and stuff. One of which is, quote, "The first thing to know about your penis is it's not your penis. God created you, and it is God's penis."
I don't know. That's kind of building it up a little bit much.
The bizarre message then notes that penises are borrowed and need a home, and that a man's wife, quote, "makes a very nice home."
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in my God's house, there are many mansions, by which I mean ladies, by which I mean
right.
You might as well be an object because you exist to serve my penis. Go away.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Blech.
Other nuggets: a warning against breaking into another man's home, i.e. sleeping with another man's wife, and a call for a wife to, quote, "rejoice at seeing her husband's penis rise to greet her."
Oh, man.
Rejoice.
Oh, that was
rejoice.
Oh, man. That was a
Hallelujah.
nice sleep. Oh, I haven't slept like
Hallelujah.
that in days. I'm gonna rise to... Oh, hey there, lady. I am erect.
It's like a really yellow flashlight shining down. La, da, da, da.
Rejoice, for he has risen.
God, what are you angry for? Do you know how much I paid for these trumpeters?
This is a mariachi band.
No.
Why is this mariachi band playing the chicken song? The chicken dance. Yeah.
Yep. So that's a guy that the people give money to hear his thoughts on God penis.
Yeah. I have the God penis, the destroyer of worlds.
That should be a donut, like a ladyfinger,
God penis. Like,
Right.
is it some kind of? It's a crawler, but it's real long. It's like a twist. It's a twisty crawler.
What do you? I don't know. What is a lady? Ladyfinger is a cookie, right?
Maybe I know that ladyfingers are also fireworks.
No, they're sponge cakes
Yeah.
shaped like a chubby finger.
Oh,
Yep.
they're also fireworks.
That's what they use in tiramisu.
Oh yeah, tiramisu. Yeah,
Tiramisu.
You're saying it weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
God penis.
I like to get angry about Christians
He's
sometimes. Specifically like the goofy let's make religion hip kind of people, because I think they're like you're not making rock and what is it Hank Hill says, you're not making Christianity better, you're making rock and roll worse. Yeah, like happened in that one episode about the similar thing. So this is like Mars Hill is like they're franchising it out. It is similar to, and I don't know how far this spreads, and I hesitate to say too many negative things about the organization because I know that I am personal friends with a lot of people who go there. But you're aware of like Crossroads, right?
Yeah.
So it's a I would call it mega churches. Man, I went into a Crossroads several months ago. I went into a Crossroads for a work meeting. We rented out some of their meeting space.
It's like a Bone Thugs and Harmony song, right?
What?
The Crossroads.
No, I think you're thinking of Cream.
It's a Bone Thugs song.
Yeah?
Right.
The Mystery of Chess Boxing?
I think the chorus is something about meet you at the crossroads.
Yeah. There's also that Eric Clapton song.
No, see you at the crossroads, so you won't be lonely.
I don't know where you're headed with that. Have you been inside of a Crossroads at all?
I don't do that. No.
It looks like
a permanent concert venue.
Yes. I didn't go into the sanctuary or whatever, but I saw like the layout and like the
Thunderdome.
Yeah,
I didn't go in. I didn't enter the Thunderdome.
Three deities enter, one deity leaves. And and corner number 1 we have the Father, and corner number 2 we have the Son,
and the ever elusive the Ghost.
Oh, just a guy in a sheet.
The Holy Spirit.
Boo! He's the heel. He's the heel.
Right.
The Holy Spirit is the heel. Who's one of the bad wrestlers? Jake the Snake? Was he a bad guy?
No, in his later life he was.
Yeah.
Got addicted to crack.
Chris. That's every wrestler.
Left his family. Yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
what was it? Ted DiBiase. He was a bad guy.
Okay, yeah.
He was a millionaire.
So he was the rich guy. Yeah.
He was the rich guy that nobody liked. The $1 million man.
Yeah, so the Holy Ghost is the Ted DiBiase of the Trinity, I think.
Right.
Yeah. He's the one you have to leave room for when you're dancing in high school.
Wow. Lots of information about the $1 million man online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He's not going away.
He's here forever.
He's still
after
out
the zeitgeist. It is modern immortality, is what that is.
Yep.
Yep. We've reached the singularity.
So you entered Thunderdome.
Yeah. Like
for a meeting.
For a meeting, for an all day offsite, and it is disturbingly opulent. In a way that I'm just not used to a church being.
Oh, there's lots of funding there.
Yeah, lots of money coming in, and it's nice because like at the front they have a drink station, so you can get a pop or a coffee, and they have attendants and everything. But it's cavernous, at least the one that I went to, which is in Kentucky, like just cavernous inside. And it's like like the church that we grew up in, was in a building that is now a bingo hall, so it's not really that crazy. And now is in
it's a church again.
Yeah. Is it a church again?
It is.
Okay, cool. And now is in it's in our old elementary school, like that half of it is rented out to like the YMCA or whatever.
Yeah, there's a clothes closet and a coffee shop.
Yeah. So I walk into this place and I get like pissed off because it's so nice. And it's like, I shouldn't be angry at people for having nice things. But like the meeting room we were in had like a full soundboard and projector system and stuff. And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a funny story. It's just weird.
People expect more when being brainwashed these days.
You said it, not me.
That's all you're bringing?
What?
No, that's all you're bringing. That's all you got?
What the fuck is this shit? A book?
Yeah. Call me back when you have a video presentation that you can display.
Can you also make it into a PowerPoint and then
Who the fuck's this guy describing stuff? I want to see it.
Yeah. Show me a CGI. Just make it The Incredibles, except dub over all the character names with Jesus. Chris, here's the thing. This Jesus guy, he had 12 followers. Do you know how many followers Kanye West has?
Young Jeezy?
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Yeezy or Wheezy?
I think he's Yeezy in Mexico.
Yeezus.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not throwing shade at any person's individual religion or the church that they go to. I understand that there are benefits to having such a large organization. It was just weird and vaguely corporate, and I always kind of rebel against the let's make religion cool kind of thing.
It's the biggest flock I've ever seen.
It's flocking huge.
So I'm going to do one more.
Okay, cool.
For 7 years, a man in Colorado regularly visited the grave of his stillborn son.
Oh,
yeah, that's sad. But he was actually visiting a spot where his son was not buried. It seems that Mount Olivet Cemetery is ran by the Catholic Archdiocese of Denver, which buries stillborn children for free. They gave him bad information 7 years ago. And so when he raised money to have the son's name put on the grave marker, he came to see the work that had been done, and the grave that he'd been visiting had no name on it. So he went to the Catholic people there, and he was like, "Hey, what'd you do with my money?" Like, "Oh, we put your son's name on his grave." Well, it turns out that the son's grave is like 4 graves down, and that's where the name is written.
Oh,
right. But here's the thing, like, I don't know about going to graves. Like, I don't get it.
I totally don't either. Like,
I really don't. And it's not because of like some theory, some sort of like, I don't know, religious or spiritual thing where I'm like, oh, that's just a body there and that their soul is someplace else.
Yeah.
It's not even that. I just don't get it. Like, you're gone.
No.
Like, you checked out. You chose to leave me. Why am I going to find you?
It was your fault for going skydiving.
Right.
Yeah.
No, not even that. Not even that it's your fault.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why have ashes on the shelf? I don't get it.
Okay. So I totally understand the desire to have physical anchors for sentimental ideas that you hold in your head, right? That's why, we keep letters and cards, and, there is something to a place or a physical artifact that that represents a focus for, like, here's what your shit is for a certain kind of person, right? Like, this shit is you. This 10 by 6 plot of land, this is you, and I will come here, and this is the place that I'm going to put flowers because I will think about you when I'm standing on this spot. I don't get it because I don't have that instinct very strongly. I can't say that I will hold to that, and in the future when our loved ones pass or whatever, that I won't do. Oh man, now I'm getting bummed out thinking about our loved ones passing. But yeah, I mean, right now, I don't get it because it seems foreign to me.
I'd be much more likely to go to some place, that I remember them from, rather than go to a cemetery and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
that's like, how you doing?"
Yeah, like, hey, what's going on?
What's happened since I saw you last?
Yeah,
what have you been up to?
It's like in Tommy Boy, whenever what Tommy wants to do, he goes out on a sailboat where he and his dad used to go as Dennehy, right? And he talks to Brian Dennehy.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I'm going to talk to a loved one, like, it's going to be like Dexter while I'm murdering someone.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
He's going on a sailboat and talk to Brian Dennehy. I always forget that he was the bad guy in First Blood.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, big time bad guy.
Man, Dennehy Raft.
Dennehy Raft. I guess this was a very nautically themed episode, wasn't it?
It was. Lots of shipwrecks. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Oh, well. Kris, do you want me to tell them what they can do?
Please.
All right. So this is coming out roughly a month, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how time works. Before the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I'm gonna juice this with some promo stuff. If you are in the Pacific Northwest, come out to the Oregon Convention Center in Portland, Oregon, to watch a live episode of Watch Out for Fireballs, wherein we talk about Street Fighter 2. But most importantly, we're going to have a booth set up where you can come and meet us. There's going to be some show swag at the booth, and we're going to be playing Street Fighter and just talking. So if you by chance listen to this show and none of the others, consider yourself notified of that, because it is a good time. To help this show, more specifically, you can leave us a rating or review on iTunes. We had one pretty recently, but we can always keep more coming in. Let's see here. Also, the Facebook group, facebook.com/thosedamnrosskids. And if you want to support the network monetarily, it is patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. You kick in a couple of bucks, and you get some rewards off the tail end of that. Yeah. Did I miss anything, Kris?
You got it.
Cool. Sorry, America.
Kris. Sorry.